Obtaining the Honeyback Harvester mount can be pretty simple if you know what to do. Unfortunately, it's an Alliance exclusive mount, so even if you obtain it as an Alliance player, you won't be able to use it on your Horde characters, which is a bummer. To begin, you first need to unlock the Honeyback Hive, and you have two options. You can take the faster route by purchasing the Seabreeze Bumble Pet from the auction house, or you can buy it from an NPC at the Storm's Wake for 250 polished pet charms. However, you need to be revered with the Storm's Wake in order to purchase the pet. You can also take the longer route and obtain the Bumbles Pet, which will take you 7 days. If you decide to purchase the pet, you can skip this part and go straight to step 2. To begin the Bumbles questline, first go to Stormsong Valley in Kultiris. Once you're there, look for a quest called Mayhem at Mildenhall Meadery given by this NPC right here. Accept the quest and follow it until you finish the last one called Back to the Lab. After completing it, you will need to collect an item called the Annealed Honey Amulet. This item is super rare and it drops from the bee-like creatures in these areas, and it can also drop from the slime creatures around here. Once you have the amulet, go to Borales and find Rosalind, who can be found at one of these locations. When you locate her, she will give you a letter to take back to Mildenhall in Stormsong Valley. However, at this time you'll be able to find Mildenhall in the basement here. Once you make your way to the basement, you want to accept a new quest called Bumbles the Bee, which requires you to find a secret ingredient. After finishing that quest, you can accept a new daily quest called Let's Be Friends, and to complete this quest you need to collect 8 honey slime and click on the vial just next to the NPC in the basement. You will need to do this exact same process 6 more times to earn this achievement. Once you achieve it, you will receive the Bumbles pet in your mailbox. So now that we finally have the pet, we can begin the journey to unlock the mount. The first thing you want to do when you have the pet is to seek out Barry, who can be found at this location. Once you're in front of him, you want to summon your pet, which will trigger some RP. You don't have to stay and listen to the RP. I mean, you can if you really want to, but you can also fly directly to the Hive, which is located here. Once you approach the Hive, Barry will come running behind you, and an angry Hive mother will come flying down just in front of the cave entrance. When this happens, you want to find your first jelly deposit, which is located nearby at this location. Once you have the tin jelly, return back to the Hive mother and offer it to her. After that, you want to talk to Barry once again and wait for him to enter the cave. Once he's inside of the cave, you want to ask him what all of that was about, and then talk to the bee just in front of him and offer it tin jelly. After speaking to the bee in front of him, you will get 20 reputation with the Honeyback Hive. To get the mount, you need to raise the Honeyback Harvester by turning in tin, rich and royal jellies, and on top of that you also need to reach Exalted with the Honeyback Hive. But don't worry too much about that, because you will get the reputation every single time you turn in one of the jellies. And the only reason why we really care about this reputation in the first place is because having more will actually increase the chances of obtaining a rich and royal jelly from the deposits. Yeah, let's move on to the next step. Now, once you have unlocked the Hive, you will have 2 ways of obtaining the mount. The first one is by purchasing the jelly from the auction house, and you need 263 royal jellies in total to get it. You can also turn in 2100 thin jellies and 525 rich jellies if they are cheaper on the auction house. The second way of doing it is how it was intended to be done, I guess, so let's take a look at that. You can farm the jelly deposits all around Stormsong Valley. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see the deposits on your minimap, so as soon as you become revered with the Honeyback Hive, you want to purchase the Beholder's Goggles from Barry, because they will allow you to see the jelly deposits on your minimap for an entire hour, and this will make your farming way faster. Once you have the goggles, you will also have a chance of obtaining a jelly magnet, which will increase the amount of jelly you can find when looting a deposit. Sadly, it only works for 30 minutes. You also want to kill the Honey Smasher located right here at least once a day, because it will give you 500 reputation. The last thing you want to do is to participate in the Harvester event that can spawn in the zone every now and then. You can begin the event by talking to the bee and then defeating the mobs that spawn. Once your Honeyback has fully grown by turning in the jellies, you will get a small quest line, and after completing it you will finally get your mount. And there you have it, that's how you can obtain this amazing looking bee mount. Enjoy!